Try as they might to avoid social media scandals and coverage, many celebrities, business moguls, and other members of the rich and famous still find themselves at the center of online drama. Elon Musk is certainly no exception, and though he is known to have a fairly active life on Twitter, he holds a deep distrust in other platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. It would be wrong to say that the founder of Tesla and SpaceX has zero online presence. He does just choose to engage with certain social media sites. According to his Twitter profile, he first joined the site in June of 2009. Although he stated that any tweets posted by his account prior to June 4, 2010 were not in fact written by him. As of August 2021, his account boasted 59.3 million followers and more than 5,000 tweets. Needless to say, he has some incredible sway in the Twitterverse, something we will cover later in this video. Despite being so prominent on Twitter, Elon has found himself going head-to-head with more than a few apps in the past couple of years. Back in March of 2018, Elon publicly claimed, "Gives me the willies," and deleted both the SpaceX and Tesla Facebook pages. Although he clarified on Twitter, of course, that this was not meant to be any kind of political statement, he would later admit that he was distrustful of Facebook's privacy policy and their data privacy scandals over the years. Elon has since called Facebook lame and has used the popular hashtag #DeleteFacebook, thus joining the ranks of other high-profile individuals who have gotten rid of their accounts following the scandals. This list includes some fairly surprising individuals, including Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak and WhatsApp co-founder Brian Acton. If you didn't know, WhatsApp was purchased by Facebook back in 2014 for a whopping $19 billion. If his very public parting with Facebook wasn't enough for 2018, Elon would go on to criticize the popular photo and video sharing app Instagram, which has also been owned by Facebook since 2012. 6 months after he deleted his Facebook pages, Elon appeared as a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, during which time the two began speaking about whether or not technology and specifically social media actually makes people happier. Although Joe Rogan is on Twitter and Instagram, he has made his thoughts public about the potentially negative impact that social media and social networking have on the human population. At one point, the 3-hour conversation turned to the topic of social media when Joe stated that not having Instagram on your phone could contribute to making people feel better. Elon quickly agreed and said this: "One of the issues with social media that's been pointed out by many people is that I think maybe particularly Instagram, people look like they have a much better life than they really do." He further clarified his position, stating that if hypothetically he was a person with low self-esteem, he would feel even more discouraged scrolling through an Instagram timeline full of seemingly happy and beautiful people. But he switched gears to criticize how fabricated these social media sites have become. "Those people you think are super happy," Elon continued, "actually are not that happy." Joe and Elon spoke about how individuals can be anyone they want to be on social media and can tout any kind of lifestyle they choose, as long as they are selective with the content that they post. This isn't a new concept. It has been well documented that there is a significant mental and emotional impact on people thanks to increased social media use over the past decade. Psychologists have even stated that overuse of social media can be anxiety-inducing, since users are either grappling for likes and validation, or if they're not interested in increasing likes and followers, they are trapped in a constant comparison between their lives and the appearance of others. Joe Rogan criticized this phenomena heavily in his conversation with Elon, stating that people feed off the comment section and suggests that more often than not, users post content just so that they can get a positive feedback. It's not just the fake side of social media that leaves a bad taste in Elon's mouth. It's the continued discussion surrounding privacy policies and access to personal information that makes him think twice about what apps he downloads and uses. Elon has been known to discourage people from using WhatsApp, an app that allows users to send messages and make calls using a Wi-Fi connection or your phone's cellular data. Many people are drawn to WhatsApp because it is user-friendly, totally free, and offers end-to-end encryption. It is also a reliable means of contacting people in the absence of a phone plan. So what is it about WhatsApp that Elon doesn't like? In early 2021, WhatsApp announced that it would be making updates to its privacy policy, which would affect its more than 2 billion users. At first, users had around 1 month to accept the changes, but because of the negative reaction to the policy, the app extended that deadline to May of 2021. They also went back on their threat to limit the functionality for users who declined to accept the changes. What was so controversial about the update? Data sharing. WhatsApp informed its users that it would be sharing some data with Facebook, its owner, who has come under fire multiple times for its invasive data harvesting. The company then tried to scale back, stating the data would only be shared once users communicated with the business on WhatsApp. What started as a controversial update became a very confusing series of explanations and clarifications from the company, which left people more skeptical than ever. Countless people, Elon Musk included, felt that they could no longer trust the app, especially since WhatsApp had previously been praised for their end-to-end encryption. Putting himself in the eye of the storm, Elon took it to Twitter. On Thursday, January 7, 2021, the Tesla CEO tweeted a cryptic recommendation to his followers: use Signal. Signal is another messaging app much like WhatsApp, but is touted as being the most private of them all. It is so private that the only individuals who can see the messages are the recipients themselves. The company can't even see what's being transmitted back and forth. Elon had hoped that the two-word piece of advice would increase traffic to the messaging app, but his tweet actually caused a much more significant consequence, one that he never intended to happen. He thought he was simply doing a good deed and protecting his followers by guiding them toward a safer messaging app. Suddenly, a small Texas-based medical device company by the name of Signal Advance saw their shares skyrocket practically overnight. The only problem? Signal Advance has no affiliation with Signal, the messaging app, nor WhatsApp. According to CNBC, Signal Advance saw their share price increase 527% on Thursday and another 91% on Friday, causing an absolute whirlwind situation in the stock world. On Friday, January 8, Signal app had to formally address the confusion on Twitter, stating quite simply, "This isn't us." Life eventually returned to normal for the small company despite the error, and on the plus side, the real Signal app gained around 1.5 million users the Monday after the tweet. In doing this, Elon essentially confirmed his own fears about social media, that it can be as disastrous as it can be advantageous. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe to DB Business, and until next time.